Are you looking for no move, of course, tonight, Asia time, but 2 more hikes this year?
Yes, 2 more hikes this year makes sense to us, and I think that's really undisputed by the market. I think where it becomes much more interesting is into next year, where we expect an additional 4, and the market is struggling to price an additional 2.
Why are you looking for 4? Double what the market's expecting.
Well, ultimately it comes back to, I noticed in the survey, discussion of where neutral policy is. If we assume that neutral is somewhere between 2 and 2.5%, another 150 basis points of tightening from where we are today doesn't take you into overly restrictive policy settings. And if you sit there in the context of an economy which is really humming along in the case of the US, unemployment continuing to fall, an output gap that's continuing to become more and more positive and add non-tradable pressures, inflation pressures, then we think it makes sense.
So talking about pressure, I mean, there's been a lot of pressure from the bond market, especially yields recently, right? The 10-year US tucked just under 3%. Japanese yields have been spiking as well. I wonder what you make of that and how much leeway now the BOJ is giving itself to follow the US and have their yields go higher.
Yeah, so as if we didn't have enough to think about in Asia, we now have a live Bank of Japan, which we really hadn't expected to get until probably the early part of next year. The April meeting was really the one that we'd thought would be the moment for them to start to adjust. Okay. I think what we saw yesterday was the beginnings of an approach towards normalisation. That's what we took from it. Yes, there was some forward guidance that was quite strong about the need for policy to stay stimulatory, but this is indeed, I think, the beginnings of showing some flexibility around the yield curve for it to steepen, and ultimately we think that that translates eventually into some currency strength.
Okay. When though? And give me some levels.
So I think we've moderated in terms of how low we could see dollar-yen over the next year, but 105 we think is reasonable. It's a cheap currency and it's going to be increasingly supported by this monetary policy normalisation, even in its just nascent stages, even in the very early stages, it should provide some support.
This is 105 Q1 of next year though, right? By Q4 of this year, 107.
Yes, that's right. In the near term, that's where we think is reasonable.
Okay, real quickly, got to go South Asia now. RBI meets, decides. It's going to be a close call. What are you expecting?
We're expecting them to hike, but not much more than that. And so that will be the real, I think, focus for the market will be the communication around what is next. We know that inflation is falling. There's also political uncertainty coming up with state elections, a general election next year. And so all of that sits in the context of pressure on emerging markets more generally. And so I think from our point of view, we're very cautious when it comes to Indian assets generally, but particularly on the rupee as well. So looking for dollar INR higher, despite the fact that you might see a hike from the RBI tonight.